Guys, we gotta get out of here, man. They closed the door on us. Hey, what's going on, friends and family? Now, in celebration of the holidays, specifically Halloween coming up here, hopefully you guys are watching it before, but if not, hey, after, these games are cool for all times and seasons. It's just, thinking about hide and seek, thinking about Halloween, man, it just kind of makes sense, right? You guys ever play Manhunt? You guys ever play hide and seek or tag or something like that? Some of the most interesting, awesome analog or, childhood games that you can play out in the field out there. But, sometimes when you're growing up or just sometimes in general, you don't always have access to lots of friends or the outside world, or you just don't care. Maybe you want to have that experience inside, and maybe you just love that experience so much as a kid, or maybe even now, I don't know, I don't judge, that you want to see the twists and turns that you can happen in a video game. Well, I found 5 video games that have hide and seek gameplay intertwined inside, the bread and butter of these games is the hiding and seeking that I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with. It's weird, it's strange, but it's definitely a season to be so. So, seek and hide. That's the top 5. Alright guys, starting out the list is the game that actually inspired me to even make this, and that's a game called Lightbearers, where you are literally a light bear. Get it? Bearers? Anyways, so this game looks really cute. It actually is really cute. It's very cutesy, but it's got some adult language and it's got some humor in it. It's a little bit of a comic kind of thing, but I don't know. I think it's pretty fun. So it's not just for children. You could jump in and, but basically it really is just hide and seek, and it's gonna play more like Infection. If you guys ever did any of those mini games or like custom games in Halo, basically you start as a light bear, or a player can be the shadow creature. And there's a couple different ones. They all have different abilities, which is pretty awesome. The maps themselves are also, I think, pretty kind of like arena shooter-ish in ways. Like, they're very vertical and there's a lot of little different hiding spots. Of course, you got to play around with the fact that you're a freaking light up bear. So, you might want to hide actually in where light is, but then sometimes, in the nooks and corners, that's the obvious places to hide too, but then you stand out. You got to run around the map. Mobility is a big part. Actually, you can freaking wall jump off of this game. It's kind of a little bit more than you might think, but it's still a very cute, simple, literal hide and seek game. Just some slight little twists and turns here and there with some mechanics, but yeah, basically you're a glow bear running from shadows. It's hide and seek. Simple as that, and it's completely free. Number 4 on the list is maybe going to be up to debate. You guys know I like to include these in these kind of lists, but that's going to be Hunt Showdown. Now, I was going to have Deceit on here. Deceit's really good for hide and seek, but it's an older game. This is all new games. And Hunt Showdown is absolutely one of the newer games, early access, but it is technically a battle royale. So why would I include this instead of other battle royales? That's because Hunt Showdown is a PvEVP battle royale, which means player versus environment versus player, and the way the game flow actually ends up feeling is that you're constantly stealthing around and sneakily running around other players, obviously, hunting down other players, but also like the monsters. The monsters, if they hear you, will chase you down, and if you aggro monsters and you're killing monsters, then other people, because audio is such a big part of this game, will actually be able to hear you. So you're kind of going back and forth of hiding or seeking other players. Now, whenever you do finally kill a boss monster, you actually get loot that as soon as you get, it beacons you, and basically you now are the hider. It's hard to hide, you're really more running. So yeah, everyone else is just seeking you, and you got to get the hell out of there and jump out of the match, because unlike other battle royales, it's not exactly to the last one standing. It's more of a survival kind of experience. Like, you could be the last one standing, but you can also just get the fuck out of there. So very interesting, weird dynamic where the hiding and the seeking changes based on what you're doing, what your direction is, who's around you, who's not around you, if you're going for monsters or other players. It's a very dynamic and emergent experience, which I can understand why some people would say it's not a hide and seek game, but at the same time, when you get in, you will have the same feelings and you will eventually hide and seek inside of a round. So very interesting stuff there. Hunt Showdown. Also, if you're worried about optimization, if you're worried about some criticisms that I and other people had whenever the game first went into early access, it is much, much better now. They're even getting a new map, and overall, this is definitely one game that I actually did refund, but I repurchased, and I don't regret it now. Alright guys, number 3 halfway on the list, we've got Spy Party. Now this is a very, very weird hide and seek game. I just talked about Hunt Showdown, put it on the list because it has a running, chasing kind of experience. The Spy Party is like the opposite of everything else on this list. You don't actually run, you don't even really hide exactly. So one player is the sniper with 1 bullet. You are the seeker, and your job is to distinguish who is the spy at this party, and then shoot him dead. Now, the spy is actually trying to accomplish some mini objectives and trying to obviously blend in. So it's got a very big twist on hiding and seeking here, but basically it's, yeah, sniper versus spy, but like it's not gonna be Call of Duty, okay? You're not gonna be, you got 1 bullet, you're fighting against 1 person. The spy, it's not obviously like a giant action adventure. It's not Hitman or anything like that either. If you think that's an interesting concept, sniper versus spy trying to blend in at a party, I don't know, man. Give it a shot. But I think if you're looking for hide and seek games, this is one twist that I think you should forgive me for putting on the list. Alright guys, but now here we're at number 2. Here is my favorite personal one that I played the most so far, and that is Witch It, because it's literally prop hunt. Now I played like a lot of different versions of prop hunt. I've actually never played the Gmod version, but anyways, I played the Minecraft mini games, right? I've played a couple of other, you know, free-to-play ones, but Witch It is like the definitive prop hunt experience. It is the definitive hide and seek experience for me, at least so far. Now, it's not going to be number 1 for reasons, but Witch It, for what it does, I think is really pure and simple. Though, of course, you know what I mean, I like the twists and turns, I like the extra, but Witch It for prop hunt makes sense. You're witches, and you can transform into the different objects in the world. You also get magical abilities, so that you can kind of float around. You can also kind of disorient the hunters. Now, the hunters also get tools like grappling hooks and, I guess, witch-seeking chickens and things, and I think you throw salt at the witches, but basically, yeah, you look for the things that you think is a witch, you throw the salt, or it looks like potatoes, I don't know, at the witches, you seek the witches, kill the witches, and yeah, you just try to survive as a witch and try to hunt as a hunter. It's really that, hide, seek, hiding witches, seekers, or hunters, and you know, it's cool, it's prop hunt, but the levels, the graphics, the charm of this game, I just genuinely love it. I genuinely have a great experience with it, more than any other prop hunt game. So, plain and simple, you're looking for hide and seek games, you might have even been looking specifically for prop hunt games, Witch It is that one. And finally, we're here at my number 1, which is the newest one that I've played. So far, it's definitely captivated me, but I'm gonna need to play it a little bit more to put it on more list videos, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to. That is SCP Secret Laboratory. Yes, it's based off of, you know, the modern mythos of, you know, those weird creatures. It's a YouTube series, right? I think it's like some fictional online, like just weird, almost like a meme thing. It's like a horror meme thing. Anyways, SCP Secret Laboratory is taking those modern myth creatures, those modern cryptids and ghosty things, turning that into gameplay elements. So basically, it's a secret laboratory, and there's probably some scientists, or maybe there's some prisoners or something inside. And then you have this military crew that, as players, you actually play as the scientists. You can actually play as the faction of the soldier, but then you also can play as the faction of the monsters, which there's a swath of different monsters, and they have different gimmicks to them. They have different attributes, almost abilities, I believe. I haven't got to play actually as a monster myself. I've just been a scientist and the soldier, but yeah, soldier, you have different like objectives. You have to run through the scientist, different objectives, and the maps all randomly change around as well. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with this game, so like I still can't wrap my head around it, but for when I did play, it was genuinely like fun. The community is very engaged, probably because it is built off of this modern myth. So I really appreciate this. It's kind of weird because like if you're the scientist, you're obviously a hider. If you are the monster, you're obviously the seeker, but then you also can kind of hide and seek as the military presence, because you're kind of looking for the monsters to kill them, but you're also trying to escort the scientists. It's almost deathmatchy, but not really. Some people said that it wouldn't really fit as a hide and seek game. I think it does. Again, I really like the twists and turns of games that take a concept and then go a little bit extra. So this is really interesting, very weird. It's a very weird game, and absolutely it's horrific. I know it's strange and almost funny at times, especially with the voice activation stuff. There's a lot of social features. There's a lot of mindfuckery mechanics inside this game that you're supposed to utilize to actually play it. I just it's hard to describe in the time that I have allotted for this, but I'm just saying, guys, if you want a weird interesting hide and seek game that definitely goes above and beyond, that's SCP. Now, that above and beyond might weird you out. It might straight up horrify you, depending on what your fears are, but it's something to experience. I can say that. And I can't wait to jump back in more and see more of the game, because there seems to be a lot. Now, it's early access, it's still in development. It seems like, you know, it's actually crowdfunded through Patreon, so this game still has a long way to go, but like, dude, there's definitely something magical here. And so that's why I had to throw it at number 1, because face value, it impressed me so much. All right, guys, that's it for my top 5. Now, I'm going to give an honorable mention here in my outro to a game called Death Garden. I have a first look on that. That's more kind of like action-y. It's actually from the makers of Dead by Daylight, so you might be interested in that as well. But yeah, just honorable mention, throwing on the gameplay here for the outro. But anyways, so all these games have hide and seek, and they do it maybe more minimalistically. Maybe they kind of go off the deep end and try something really, really different. Maybe they layer it on and actually add to it from the foundation. So I don't know what you define as a hide and seek game, but these are the 5 new ones that I thought were really, really fitting for the Halloween theme, for hiding and seeking. Maybe not for everybody. Like, my lists are never like that. I just try to throw a bunch out there and see what sticks. So hopefully you found something you didn't know existed yet and are now about to give it a shot. And I would love to hear your impressions of these games whenever you do play them. And, give a thumbs up if you found something new here. Regardless, guys, if you love the list, love the games or not, I do hope that you are trying to have fun to do. Yeah. So keep the hype alive. My name's Skylent, and I'll see you again next time.